So, how's it going, guys? This is Ryan here.
And this is Other Ryan here.
And in this video, we're actually going to be talking about a topic that's been debated for a long time, throughout all of the series, in fact. And that is if the purple guy is actually Phone Guy or not.
So, the number one theory that the community knows is that the phone guy is the killer. But
Yes.
we are going to be showing you guys some evidence that could quite possibly suggest that he's not the killer.
Yeah, it could contradict it. And I think where we need to start is actually back in Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah, so in the minigame Save Them, we are sometimes approached by the purple guy. And loads of people speculated that what he had in his hand was a phone.
Yeah.
And this is completely plausible because obviously it's shaped like a phone, it looks just like a phone.
Exactly,
But
yeah.
from the logic we know of Five Nights at Freddy's 3, knowing that there is a crank involved that is used to get into two special suits, we could possibly suggest that maybe this was a crank instead of a phone.
Yeah, and I think another thing we also could possibly consider it as some kind of device that might shut the other animatronics down. I think a lot of people are very kind of convinced with the concept that the crank only works in two of the animatronic suits. Now, we don't actually know when some of these animatronic suits were made, so of course we don't know when this statement was made. It could have, for example, worked for all of them at one point, and now it only works for two. But regardless, what about if there's some kind of crank ability where you can still use the same thing and it might disable the suit or something like that?
It could, yeah, quite possibly. Maybe there's like an off switch or something, I don't know.
Yeah, and you have to access it with the crank or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's it.
basically in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, at the end of each night, we are led by the purple guy dressed in a purple Freddy suit into the back room,
Yeah.
which then the purple guy comes out and dismantles the animatronics.
Yes.
Now, this could quite possibly suggest that Shadow Freddy, which was supposedly an Easter egg, isn't indeed an Easter egg in Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
I think Night 4 is a big one with that one, because we actually see the... at the end of Night 4, when we play as Foxy, if we go down that corridor, what's the community nicknamed it?
The clue corridor.
That's it, Clue Corridor.
Yeah.
There's actually the Shadow Bonnie, and he sits on your desk too, so maybe that was a massive hint towards something.
Yeah, possibly. And
It could be, yeah.
so at the end of Night 5 in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, we are led to the back room, and this is the first time we enter the back room. The purple guy pretty much puts on the suit and dies, and
Yes.
in a phone call before, we know that this suit is dangerous and is not to be used by anybody.
Yeah, correct. Specifically on Night 6, actually, when we're hearing the old recordings that the new phone guy states, and we hear the old familiar voice of the phone guy we all know and love, he says pretty much that the layout is changing, doesn't he, and that one of the rooms is now being blocked up. It's quite ironic that it's Night 6, and we have to think, if it's this guy telling us that it's being blocked up, how can this actually be the guy who became Springtrap?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because it completely blows out the theory that the phone guy is the purple guy.
And that was
I
a
don't
big
think
thing,
he
wasn't
plays,
it?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe he does play a role. There's a theory
Oh,
on
yeah.
two purple guys. Maybe this guy, the phone guy we know, could be working alongside this purple guy, but at this moment in time, it looks highly unlikely that the purple guy is the phone guy.
Yeah, something that keeps driving the theories in my head, though, is that, you know the phone guy, the one we all know and love?
Yeah.
Yeah, he speaks always about Foxy in such a positive manner, and it's like, I don't know, Foxy has to be involved with something, doesn't he? That's what the driving force of yesterday's theory was, because the original phone guy, he mentions Foxy so much, and it seems like when we backtrack to these older sound files, that's when we learn more about what actually happened.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think actually now, because like you said, the phone guy loves Foxy, and in the Foxy's minigame, you see the purple guy there. Maybe that could possibly be the second purple guy, if we're to speculate that, and that
Yeah,
could
I
be
was
him.
thinking that too.
Yeah.
That's why we said in the video yesterday, remember about the two purple guys, that's another thing that drove the concept of that. But I think we're going on a bit of a tangent here. Let's get back on track, and let's actually talk about Night 2.
Yeah, so on Night 2, the new...
This is Five Nights at Freddy's 3
Five Nights at Freddy's
also.
3, yeah. The
Yep.
phone guy, the new phone guy, says that on Night 1, basically, they're trying to search for relics, and they're trying to search for things that they can add to the horror attraction. That's why the first teaser was called What Can We Use? Because pretty much this is the first night happening. It's What Can We Use?
Oh, wow, of course.
Yeah.
Of course,
So
yeah.
basically, they said a guy that used to work at the building knows of a room that was blocked up, and they're going to investigate it. In Five Nights at
A
Freddy...
guy, that's interesting. A guy who once worked there, did you just say?
Yeah, could possibly be the guy that's on the audio tapes, who knows? But
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, Night 2, they actually dig out this wall and they find the Springtrap, and obviously
A real life animatronic.
obviously they don't know the danger of this animatronic.
That he possesses, yeah. And I think ultimately now we have to consider that, as I said before, if the phone guy is there talking of this new animatronic, like, he talks about it very passive. Like, he doesn't have much involvement. He's quite clueless. It's almost like he's been kind of, you know, informed of something which is happening with it. And that's why he mentions about the back room being blocked off. How can he actually tell us that the back room is blocked off if he was in the suit? Because he's absolutely dead. We've heard the new guys scream, the animatronic that is. It definitely doesn't sound human.
Yeah, that's pretty much the driving factor of the evidence we have. It's, you know, you can't speak when you're dead, pretty much.
Exactly, yeah. The voice has definitely changed. And I think, well, quite soon after, they quite clearly figured out that Springtrap wasn't a very good idea for the attraction.
Definitely not.
So I think the last question we ask ourselves is, and we'll actually leave the video here and let you guys comment this in the comment section below to get you guys involved with this one. Who is the actual purple guy? Who's the new one who actually did all this, you know, the crime and became Springtrap? Because we're still a bit... I don't know, it's still a bit of a wavy line for this, isn't it? We're not 100% sure still.
Yeah, you guys can expect a future video on this.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to look into this, aren't we?
Yeah.
Alright then, guys. So, thank you very much for watching the video. Of course, if you did enjoy, be sure to like, and if you're new around here, also subscribe for daily theories. So yeah, guys, we'll see you on the next video.
Goodbye, guys.
Want to see even more content from us?
Consider liking and subscribing to ensure you'll see all content in the foreseeable future.
And hey, why not check out our past 2 videos?